Hi guys, we are working on a dragon today. This guy is so cool. I have colored him so many times in lots of different colors, and I wanted to show you how I do the blending between the blue and the green. It's just so much fun. I hope you guys enjoy this, so let's get started. So we have this little dragon guy. He is by a French company called Quetzalcraft. I think that's how you say it. The pronunciation may be wrong. I have all the links and stuff on my blog and on the YouTube channel, so you can find all that stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is ground my image a little bit. And I do this mostly because I just can't. It bugs my eye for some reason to have critters without them standing on anything. So I figured let's get the easy stuff out of the way first, and let's now get going on that dragon. So I never really write down what I should start writing down what I use to color things, and so I don't have exactly what I use, but I'm looking at this and I'm guessing here that I use my blue greens. So I'm going to start off with blue green 07, and I'm going to start here on his back. And I'm going to start shading. Now, by the time I get to here, I want to have just a tiny bit of the green. The dragon is mostly blue, but it has like this green tinge to parts of them. So this is a very subtle thing, but I think it's really cool. So I really like my blue greens lately. I go through phases. Do you go through phases where you're like, oh, I really like this color, that color? And every time I color him, I do something a little different. So this is good. So I think here I did put blue-green along his belly. This is I'm just looking at my original here. And now I'm going to I think I'm going to use BG 000 here a little bit. It's really light and it can let me fade this out. And you can almost just leave the white in there. That kind of looks cool too. I've never done that. But in the spirit of this, let's actually put some YG01. We're going to put very little. So I'm going to do little swooshes of the YG01 just here and there. It's not supposed to be the primary color. And I think I'm going to grab YG00. All right, so, and this is actually more green than my original, but I kind of like it. But I'm going to close in a little bit on this. And I love how where the YG and the blue overlap, it actually has a green tinge to it. That is the magic of Copic. So we're not using any greens. Well, YG got green in it, and blue-green has green in it. And so together they are showing their true colors. I really like that. So just for good measure, this is something that I have, because we blended all that out, let's go back in. This is going to add the contrast back to our dragon. So along this edge where he's the darkest, I'm putting back in that YG07. I'll blend that out a little bit with the 05. And there we go. So we've got a little quadrant of our dragon done. How fun. All right, so let's keep going. So let's keep working up his neck. So again, I'm flicking in that YG07. Oh, this is fun. I'm glad you guys asked me to do this. This is, just forgot how fun this is. So I really hope you give this a try. So that's the 7. Trying to kind of get an idea of where I want the green to be. I think that's the hardest part of this, is saying where do I want the green to go and leaving room for it. I don't want to go too far. And get myself here in some trouble. I think I'm going to leave kind of mapping off where I want his belly to go. And I think I'm going to shade up. So I think I'm going to go in here with the YG01 and just kind of pounce this off. I want it to fade away. And I want this one turn of his neck I think I'm going to leave. Because I don't want to do this whole snake of an S green. I think that's weird. So I think that I'm going to try to have spots of where it is blue, because I think the dragon is blue. And he's got some green markings. How about that? And then I want spots that are going to be more green. I think that's going to be my answer. So there we go. So I'm kind of fading that out. So this section here is blue, and I think I'm going to do a section in here then that is green. Let's see how we like that. So and here, taking the YG03 and kind of pouncing that on so I can blend that out with YG01 into our dragon, and kind of where the sun's hitting it maybe. You want to use that logic. He's a dragon. I don't think you can really mess it up, because no one can come in and say, hey, that's not what dragons look like. And if they can, I want to know what they know. I want to go there. I love dragons. They are so cool. I mean, I don't want to be eaten by a dragon, but I don't think that all dragons would do that. So I'm kind of flicking this in. I'm going to make the bottom side of his face, I think, all that green. So I'm kind of just looking here to see. And I think I'm going to come in here. This is definitely a little different than my original guys, but I think it's cool. Hopefully you guys think this is cool. I think every time you color, it's just, if it's all, you know, I probably say that all the time, but it's just different each and every time. So I think here I'm actually going to put a little bit of the green on the ends of his little, those ears, what are those? Because I'm just kind of marking them and saying, hey, I want those to be green. Because I'm kind of trying to visualize this in my brain. And I'm going to come back up here with BO2, BG02 is what I mean, and start flicking in here. And I think that the top of his head I'm going to do blue. So in here, all of this is going to be blue. I want to color his tooth. That would be bad. Okay, so I kind of shadow mapped. Now I can do some blending. So I'm going to come up here with my BG07. And I'm going to darken this up a little bit because, you know, he needs to have shape to his head. And then I'm going to go to BG05. Start blending that out. I actually like the idea of kind of having the ears have a little crossover. Looking good. All right, I'm going to do a little bit with BO1, and I'm making these strokes bigger because I think that this is going to give us some green, and like this looks very yellow, and I like the way this looks green, so I'm going to cross over these colors a little bit. Let's see. And I think here what I'm going to do is start flicking in with the YG01. Okay, I like that, but I don't like that. So I'm going to play around here a little bit. I think this needs to be more blue. I think I've got too much of the accent color. It went overboard. So I think I am going to come in a little bit. I like the green, but I feel like the yellow is too much. Love to know what you think. You're sitting here watching this, type a note, say, yeah, Chris, you're right, or nope, it looked just fine. So I think that's good. I'm liking this better now. So I'm coming in here a little bit with the blue, and then I'm going to use the YG01 to flick them together to get a little bit of green and whatever those are. And I'm leaving that really light, his lip. I don't know why, just decided I'm going to. And I think I'm also going to take YG01, and I might add another color in here, but for right now I'm going to go ahead and color all of his little spines here. We'll see what we do there, but we still got his tail and his tummy. So let's go with BG07. And we got this deep dark area of his tail. Let's see, and where it's bent, I imagine it would be blue. I guess we have his leg too. I'm gonna put a little bit of color on his leg. All right, and so now I'm going to B02 and kind of flicking that out because I know that'll make it turn green. And I'm going to take the B02 and I'm just going to color this really narrow, I don't know, oh, that was tiny. All right, so let's go with our YG01 here and flick that in. I think we'll do that little stripe on his tail. And again, I'm going to do these. All right, I think I'm going to go with BG01. I'm just going to keep his foot blue. I really like him, you guys. I hope you guys like him too. What a fun little project. Oh, you know what? I've totally forgot an arm. Oh my gosh, he's got 2 arms. All right, so BG05. I don't imagine we would see any of the green. And I'm gonna do mostly green here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start light because I'm not really sure how dark I wanna go. But because I want this to coordinate and make it feel like the same dragon, I'm taking the YG00. And even if you left it just like that, how cool is that? That is a neat looking dragon, but we're never gonna leave everything just alone. So now I'm coming in and doing a little bit of shading. I'm actually gonna grab Y11. Y11 is very warm, and I'm just gonna put this on his belly. There we go. I think it warms that up a little bit, and now it kind of, I like that. It was a really silly detail, but there you go. All right, and this is YG03. I'm gonna blend that out. I don't want to color up or, you know, get rid of all that Y11, but I think that turned out really well. Now the only question is, do we want to do anything to our BG02? And maybe I'm going to flick like what's that? Like there's like a little notch or whatever. I think I'm just going to flick that. Just to add a little more color in there, but really, you probably could have left them. I don't know. All right, I'm going to glue him on my card. Okay, so now we have that all finished. I think one of the details I'm going to do is just put some glaze pen on his eyes. It just makes them stand out a little bit more. I think it adds a little life to them. And I think in a couple little spots I'm going to add white gel pen. You have these little, I don't know, dragon spots. Little warts. In a couple little spots, and I thought that'd be fun because the dragons, that you know, so colorful to make them white. It was a little bumpy. I just smoothed that out a little bit. Trying to see if there's any other places that I feel like, oh, I see. I put in my original, I was looking in to see if I missed anything. I put white in his ears. I kind of like that. Cute. And just saw here, there's this white. I don't think that would be white. Huh. I'm going to take BG05. I think that would be partly the inside of his arm. And then I'm going to take YG03 and just fill that in. See if that looks more natural. Okay guys, that is how I do the dragon. I'm blending two colors together and kind of getting that, I don't even know what to call it. Give me a word for that. The way the yellow kind of shines through that blue. I use that technique a lot when I color dragons or mermaids, and I love it. It's a lot easier than it looks, so I hope you'll give it a try, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next card.